Well, welcome to this beautiful place.
Well, I might need new batteries.
It's drums. They're beating the drums.
I guess we were waiting for these people to come in.
I thought the karaoke started.
The energy's so wild. It's gonna
Is that a play on words,
yeah.
Kelly? Like California karaoke?
Check.
Ah, locked up. Brilliant.
Okay, how's that? Everyone can hear me? There we go. So I'm Nanako. Nice to meet you all and welcome. I have to tell you, it's pretty amazing to be standing here, considering all of the work and all of the doing that went on to bring this moment into the present. Started out, what was it, 6 weeks ago? And I did not know Lisa at that time, although I had been a listener since January. I had been in touch with Brian, and it was actually Brian who introduced me to Lisa and the crew. So here I stand. I was working all hours to bring this tour into manifestation out of a little room in Brunswick, Maine, with a desktop, laptop, iPhone, iPad, all going, working from this one, working from that one. And it's been an amazing journey to work with everyone. This is happening because everyone worked together. This is what happens, what you can manifest when you work from the heart and you work with people who are ready and available to do the same. So it's a testament to that, and it's beautiful. Before I jump into sort of some housekeeping, and we'll go over the OPAL family 4 core principles, I just wanted to kind of do a quick run through of expressing gratitude. So first, we would not be here if it were not for Thomas and Shelley. It all started with Thomas feeling in his heart that there needed to be a gathering in California and creating the space for that to happen, and then Shelley opening her heart as well to all of us being here. I flew in on the 17th, last Thursday, and Maxie here. Maxie's been awesome. She came down to the airport, she stayed at a local hotel, she came and she picked me up and has been working with me tirelessly to clean the RVs, get organized, get everything ready. So, Maxie, thank you. Yeah, thank you. And Thomas and Shelley, as you'll find through the weekend and just being around them, have really opened their hearts, truly. They have shared everything with us as if we were family. No boundaries, just open heart. Whatever you need, they have gotten it for us. So they have been incredible, incredible people. And then there's little Nanook over there who likes to eat anything and everything, so you have to be careful. And like I said, this tour has really been a group effort, and I just feel really grateful to be in the position that I'm in and working with all these beautiful people, and to finally meet them in density has been, it's hard to explain. It's hard to explain because we've been working on Skype and having meetings from this one to that one. Hope can attest to what that feels like. And you're just jumping from this meeting, oh, this one's beeping me over here, oh, this one needs this. And, you know, I was talking twice a day with Lisa, at least twice a day. And, you know, working with Vera, working with Lydia has been incredible, maneuvering things behind the scenes for us so that everything can come together, holding the space. She's amazing. She'll be taking the microphone after me. Bob, grounding the energy. That's what Bob's been doing, creating the space and really holding it, but grounding that and just staying in that place of knowing so that all of this could manifest and so we could all have this experience together. And Brian. Yeah, I feel it. Brian has really helped me. It was through Reiki treatments that we kind of officially connected, although we had been in touch prior to that. And his friendship has meant a lot to me, and the purity in his heart. And it's an honor to be really working with all of them. And it's been so much fun being with Lisa and Vera. We're sharing an RV. These two women, as you'll come to see, they're beautiful. I mean, everyone on this tour, the crew members, we have John and Carrie working in the kitchen, creating food that's imbued with love. And you will get to taste that. You will taste that love that goes into the food preparation, and what a treat to have that. It is. It's an art. We have Jim McPhee here, over from the UK, who's been heading up the media team. Darius, who's Bob's nephew, who's doing an amazing job of documenting this journey. We have Judy here, who brings her smile and her joy to all of us. Her art, her creativity. She has her jewelry displayed over there.
And how about the sign?
The family sign.
The family sign, yes. Judy's creation right there. And then all of you here. I'm sure we all have our own stories to tell. And Whitney. Whitney is she has been helping me to organize and coordinate, and she brings tremendous focus, organization, and skill to the planning.
And really great music, I have to
And music, yep, she's our DJ. We also have Blake Fabian, who's not here yet. He'll be arriving, but he was the one who put the video campaign, the funding campaign video together for us, and was always available to help. And he's incredible. He'll be coming up later, and he'll be here through the weekend. So, with that said, let me just jump into some sort of housekeeping. Okay, so this evening we are going to be moving the gathering down to the campground, Bright Lake. So we would like to have the area vacated by 11, which means at about 10 o'clock if people can start gathering their things and caravanning down to the campground, and we'll resume our gathering down there. If you have landed here without accommodations, we're asking that everyone get that settled. We're not going to be relying on Thomas and Kelly. There are no accommodations available here. So everyone needs to be mindful of that and make sure that they have taken care of themselves and have a place to stay for the weekend. A reminder, tomorrow is also potluck. We'll be doing lunch and dinner, so please bring something to contribute for both of those meals as well. And our food team will be preparing. So you can bring a dish, or you can bring, raw ingredients, and they'll whip something delicious up for it. So what a treat to have someone prepare food with so much love. So that's tomorrow. If we have people who smoke cigarettes, if you can please be mindful, do not leave butts around. You can either toss them in the pit fire that we'll have going later, or just stick them, in your bottle or in a cup. And then, we have this one here. Just, we have to remember that we're here on Thomas and Shelley's property. So we're going to exist here and spend time together here as if it were our own home. So just be mindful of that in everything that you are doing while here. Be respectful also that this is home to Nanook and Tacoma, which I don't know that we'll see much of Tacoma. He's very shy. A beautiful boy, but he's shy. So let's be mindful of the dogs and make sure that they really of Nanook. And we're going to be watching the gate, but you know, again, just
don't let him out.
Don't let him out, exactly.
Don't let him out.
We have porta potties around the corner for everyone, and we're also asking that people be mindful, eyes and ears, not fearful, just mindful. We've been contacted by the sheriff, and who else was it that? The state trooper.
Well, they can come if they want.
Brian told us that one.
Yeah. So they're around. So just be aware of that if you're going to be engaging in anything that they would find interesting, like smoking pot or what have you. That you do it within your own, you know, that's your own personal liability and responsibility.
Nobody here smokes pot.
Right.
Yeah,
I mean, come on. And with that, I'll just finish up by reading the OPAL Family 4 Core Principles, which we have here on the tree as well.
You get to visit the tree.
So oneness, we are all one. Respect and love each other equally as eternal essence family. We have universal value exchange. We're moving beyond representations of value. We are transitioning into a direct value exchange. True value is within each being and is gifted to others without conditions or expectations of receiving something in return. We continue to utilize all forms and tools of the old 3D paradigm until we fully shift into the new universal value exchange. Self-responsibility. All beings are acting in full transparency, self-responsibility, and liability, representing only themselves. And finally, participation. We encourage you to break through boundaries and limitations by participating fully in community with each other in a loving and supportive environment. Be open to assisting and helping the collective whenever needed. So, with that, thank you all for being here. I'm going to pass the mic on to Lydia.
Hello, my brothers and sisters. Hello to all of you. I'm going to ask all of you, for the purpose of this very grand duty that we're undertaking, if you're holding a bottle, some kind of electronic device, to please put it down, turn it off. For the energetics, please. Not you, Darius, you're cool.
Favoritism.
All right, we have to leave.
Yeah. Just kind of power everything down, please. It's no mistake, my brothers and sisters, why we're all here. We're in momentous times. And having said that, Lisa, I need you to come up here, sweetie, please. Come up here. Vera, come here, sweetie, please. Nana, come here, sweetie. Okay. Okay, my brothers and sisters. Now I want you to all just get in a real easy space for me, okay? Robert's going to make his way slowly around, and he's going to smudge all of you. And just, you don't have to do a full turnaround or anything for time's sake, but just be present with me, please. And take it, bathe your head over your heart, and let's get in the place where we need to be right now, okay? Let's start being there. And it's also appropriate if you feel moved to make a connection hold hands. If somebody's next to you, all of this. Just get in a really good, easy place if you feel like doing that. Because we are one.
Oops. Watch the guitar.
Now in doing this, the smudging, many of you know, I'm sure, it's a cleansing. It's also taking the time to get grounded, to get centered in what it is that we are present for. We know in this family gathering, some of us have been together for a few days now. We've had opportunity to be together, to have meals together, to drink a glass of wine together, or a beer, whatever it might be. Coffee in the morning, yes, yes. And now, my brothers and sisters, we're coming to the place. And I really, really want you to hear from my heart, where we're here to do some serious business, if you will, of this gathering. This isn't, a family reunion always has the joy, that initial joy where we hug, we embrace, we laugh, we cry, and we do all of those things I talked about. We eat, we listen to music, we do all of these things. Now's the time where we get grounded. We recognize why we are truly here in density. And I say from my heart, with all due respect, my brothers and sisters, we are not here for just a party. I have been entrusted with some sacred gifts that have come from off earth and items that have traveled the earth by our indigenous elders. And they are also with me here, although you may not see them. And this morning I received a call that many more were sent into me today. So this is a very serious, a very sacred space that's been opened for us. And I want you all to feel that. There are many, many, many beings on many levels who are here with us at this moment. And we honor them with respect and dignity by showing the seriousness of how we intend to walk this path. Bob and I discussed earlier, we're not here to tell anybody how to be, how to act. I'm simply speaking from a place of my heart and telling you what I have been entrusted with in being here with you and who's present. And we've arrived at the time where literally everything is available to us to bring this home now, if you know what I'm talking about. We're here, we can bring it home now. So let us do it honor, let us respect it. Let us be with one another in density in a way that we ask permission. We've already asked permission to be here in this locale of the United States. And those of us that continue on this journey, some of us are going to go home to our respective places, some are going to continue on this journey. So to speak, we're all going to be together. But as we leave here, we want to also ask permission to take this glorious, magnificent time and the energetics that occurred with us. Always with permission, always. Otherwise, we tend to just be beings that are walking through life thinking we're accomplishing something when in fact we truly aren't, because we're not cognizant. We're not paying true attention to what it is we're doing. Now is the time, my brothers and sisters, where we pay full, focused attention to what we're doing. So it is in that respect, in that honor, I ask all of you to please unite, because we are powerful. We are powerful people. Speaking to all of the women that are here today, our time has arrived. The reins have been handed over. And we do this, we, the women, do this with big hearts. There absolutely is no ego involved. It's just that time has come. And so now we carry forward. This is why I asked these women to be present with me here, and there are many of you sitting out there. and we have some beautiful big doing to do. So we do it with seriousness. We do it with the heart of a warrior woman. I'm still waiting for everybody to be smudged, okay? So there's a tremendous amount of love that we all have for one another. The energetics are such that it's hard to even put in words. So fortunately, a lot of us are already communicating at a level that's not verbal anymore. There are many of us who are doing that now. I feel it appropriate to let you know yesterday that a condor became present in front of me yesterday. Literally, a condor came in. That's very, very, very auspicious. I talked with the elders this morning about it. They, in fact, sent it in. And it's a dual purpose. The condor was sent to be with me energetically, and by me, that's us. So it's going to be here, and it was also asking for help. So we're going to serve both roles by standing in our responsibility and our purity. Now, those of us that are going to journey on to Sedona and into Texas, some really, really big energetics are taking place already in preparation for this. These are going to be locations, my brothers and sisters, if you're considering doing this. This is sacred land that has been opened to me, and by extension, all of you, my family. One of them is a Tibetan Buddhist retreat outside of Sedona. The other is Thunder Ranch in Texas. These are sacred lands. We will not be taking alcohol onto these lands. We will not be taking drugs onto these lands. It's a huge, big doing, my brothers and sisters, that's getting ready to rock and roll here. And we're going to do it in total consciousness. Hearts wide open. And I was told today, I was reminded by the elders around the world that are working with us now, and this was grandfather's very words. Make no mistake about it, my sister. The warriors have been called in, and we will do what we have to do to protect the land. So I've been given instructions how I bring people in, and we're going to ask everybody to respect that, please. Because if you don't, you'll be spun right back out. Okay? Okay. And I love you all very, very much. And it's extraordinary to be here with all of you. Extraordinary. And so we're setting the tone. We're setting the pace. How these next days are going to be and beyond. And we're going to keep it high. We're going to keep it energetically high. We're going to love one another. We're going to be in transparency with one another. We're going to come away from this gathering. Again, we're going to ask permission to move this energy forward, even if that's not coming with the little caravan, but wherever you go, we're going to move it forward. So handle it with honor. Handle it with respect. Don't make this for yourself just another party that you attended, just another gathering you attended. Really, really partake of what's being offered to you here. Know it, feel it, breathe it. Go home and go to the dream state with it. Honor it, because we're here, my brothers and sisters, we've arrived. So let's do this. Let's do this. Now, Bob and I have already been together today around this, and we're going to call our dear brother forward. And buckle your seatbelts.
If everyone can just take a moment. All of you have made your way here. You've gathered from different parts of the country, different parts of the world, and you've found yourselves together here. And I want you to take a look around you right now. Look at each other. Look into the eyes of the angels that have been prophesied for years to come. It is these faces that were seen. It is these faces that were shown to John on the Isle of Patmos, to Nostradamus when he saw the change. It is these faces that the tribal elders had seen in their great prophecies of the golden age that was to come. It is these faces that has been prophesied to come. And you have spent many years looking into the mirror wondering, who is it that I am? What value do I have? How can I make a difference? But I tell you, it was your face that was shown to these seers over eons of time. It is you. You are the ones that have come forward. You are the ones who have presented yourselves and made yourselves available. And it is you, the ones who were called the weak things of the earth. You did not come from high positions of power and majesty. For your power is not held in the scepter. Your power is not held in the gravity of politics. Your power is held in your hearts, in your creativity, in your imagination. The things that were not valued in the schools, the things that were not valued in the churches, the things that were reviled, and you have endured and you have made it to this place. For there was an energy that came and swept across this planet, a new energy, and it was only you who were ready to receive it. It was only you. And when we say to you that you are the ones that we have been waiting for, we say so with the deepest respect. And it is our honor to be here. For all of your brothers and sisters are here. Throughout the cosmos they are joining. Your ancestors who have prophesied and saw your very faces in their dream visions are here. This energy, and it is appropriate that you have called this the OPAL Tour, because it is in the opal that combines the fire, the water, the air, all together. And all the iridescent colors of the rainbow can be found within the opal. And it is this energy that we ask, with your permission, we give you this gift, this rainbow energy, for you are the Rainbow Warriors. And here you are, taking the mantle of this new energy. And as you take this gift from this day, as this spirit descends upon you, this energy, it will change your hearts. It will not be easy, my warrior friends. For it will bring up within you all of the things that you have resisted in accepting of yourselves. But we know, because you are here and you have presented yourself, that you are ready to receive this gift. And as this gift descends upon you in the evening hours, you will feel it lighten in your heart. And you will be able to share this gift with all those that you meet. And we ask that you do so. Move with what your heart tells you. And share this gift with the world. For the last time that this happened was on Pentecost. And those souls that there received the mantle that you are now taking. It is a new energy. And it will transform this planet. Because here we are entrusting the entire universe in your hands. You will guide this world. You will bring the new dawn, and it is you who will bring the golden age. And you will not do so with swords. You will not do so with any of those things that were so held as great power before. You will do so with smiles and embraces. You will do so with your hearts, with spoken words of kindness. And this great power, as long as you hold this intention of purity, all that you desire will become so. All of your intentions will be honored, and all of your doings will be supported. This is the promise of Mother Earth. This is the promise of Father Sky. This is the promise of the ancients and all of those who you call your galactic brethren. They will all support your intention, because you are the ones who have demonstrated through the fire in eons of time, from incarnation after incarnation, that no matter what, for many of you have died in the fire. Many of you were tortured in previous lives, but you never stop. You never stop doing. You are the ones who will do no matter what. And it is this energy that we respect and honor. And it is our honor to be here to serve, as it is your honor to serve the rest of humanity. So it is.
So it is. Yes.
I don't know who gets this next. I've been waiting to get that message out.
Experience one day. I came home from being out doing errands, and I hear my Skype, going, and being called. I run in, I've got all my stuff in the kitchen, I run into the room and turn it on, and it's Bob. And he's calling the crew, core crew, but no one else is around. And he's like, are you there? I'm like, yeah, I'm here. He's like, oh my God. He's like, oh my God. I'm like, Bob, what? Are you okay? He's like, I'm about to get a massive download. I can feel it. I'm like, okay. I'm like, he's like, do you have Skype record? He's like, oh God, here it comes. I'm like, no, I don't. I'm like, do you have Skype recorder? He's like, no, I'm transferring, stuff from my new computer to my old computer. He's like, oh good, here it comes. And I'm like, let me get my notebook. So I run and get my notebook, and I'm like trying to keep up, and he just starts, and these beautiful words start pouring, and as the words come, I'm connecting with them with my heart, but my head is trying to stay intact as I'm trying to take notes, and then it just comes faster and faster, and I'm just like, I can't keep up. I'm like, oh man, that was really good, and I know I totally missed it. So Bob just went into this beautiful zone, just like he did now, and shared words that spoke directly, they come directly, like they did just now, right to the heart. And it was glorious. It was this beautiful understanding of who we are becoming, which is the oneness, And it was beautiful. So it's hard to explain how it is for me to be with these people, to be with Lisa. I feel like I've known her forever, and we're inseparable. You'll notice we're always hugging on each other and kissing each other, and it's not because we're having a relationship, although I said, Lisa, you know, it's too bad you're not my type because you're really sexy. And Vera, you know, Vera and I have been working. She's done these amazing healings for me, and we've been connecting, you know, on the energetic, and then to actually meet her in density is just, again, I'm always hugging and kissing on her, you know, it's like I can't help myself. So if I, you know, start hugging and kissing on you guys, you know, I just can't help myself, it's normal. So anyway, it's I got to meet Chris Hale today, and you know, I've been listening to his voice, his beautiful voice, and then to actually meet him and hope to meet her after knowing about all the beautiful things that she is manifesting. I mean, this woman is incredible. I'm just so, I admire the beautiful work that you're doing, you know, and it's all for the benefit of all, you know, it's like we're working for the benefit of all, and that's what's so beautiful. And that's why we're all gathered here, is because it's time. Like Lydia was saying, it's time. It's time for us to step into that place of power within ourselves. It's not ego-based, it's grounded in truth. And it's a beautiful thing. So, I love you all. I love you all, and yeah, thank you. So let's have a wonderful weekend together. I'm looking forward to spending time with all of you, so thank you.
Woo!
You know, we all talk about creation, and I want to talk about creation because that's something that's near and dear to my heart. And I'm learning just as much as everybody else is learning what it really means to create, and what it means to not create in your own life. And when we say I am, we are saying that we are the power. I am that, and we start with I am. I am happy. Now I'm creating happiness. The word and the thought and the intention makes it so. I am wealthy. The word and the thought and the intention makes it so. The vibration of I am, along with the intention and along with the desire, creates. So we are so powerful, but we forgot that our words and our thoughts actually made things come into reality. And reality just being your perspective, because reality is just, you know, nothing more than what's happening at a particular moment. Reality can be changed. Reality is not set. Reality isn't something fixed, you know, like a stone. Reality is the fact that right now we drive cars. We don't ride horses. That's not reality. Well, some people ride horses.
Unless you live here.
Unless you live here. Exactly. But I mean, the reality is, in order to get around, you know, we drive around in cars on other planets or in other places. You know, there's technology where they fly in ships. That's their reality. You know, and the reality of like cars is like what? That's not reality. You know, our reality is that we have to go to school. You know, we have grades. And we have these paper strips we use. That's the reality of our world, but that's not reality. Reality is not fixed. You can change reality, okay? If we all didn't go to work, ever, if we all just got together on the planet and we decided not to go to work, not to pay our bills,
Sounds like us.
Yeah, and walk away from everything, the reality of Earth would change tomorrow. It's that fast. Okay? Reality can be created individually and it can be created collectively. And what people are starting to learn, thank God, and all of you are part of it, you're on the edge of the wave, is you're learning that reality can be created collectively. Okay? Hooray. Yay for everyone here, because that's the goal. You know, we had a few people who basically co-opted reality. Now, it wasn't real reality, like truth, which is like, doesn't change. They just decided there were going to be a few of them who were going to be kings and queens and have all the power, and they were going to like create money out of thin air, and they were going to decide all the rules and make them up, and then everybody followed them, and that's reality. And that's what we're living in, you know, their reality. Well, I'm sorry, but I'm not comfortable with their reality, you know, because, you know, I don't necessarily like the fact that kids are dying of starvation, and they're bombing, you know, with all that, and, you know, they're charging people money, and they're kicking them out of their homes, and they're creating diseases, and, you know, all that stuff. That's their reality, because, you know, they're comfortable with that. It creates, you know, a need for, you know, separation and separativity. But we can create. We are creators together. And the more that we create together with our intention and our way, okay, I am free. I am, you know, I am love. I am oneness with everybody else. We've done it. So that's my little inspirational speech.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're looking at me.
You're talking to me. Hey. This is a friend of mine. His name's Will.
Mitch is awesome.
Bob Rice.
And Bob's a little tipsy.
Yeah. All right.
I'm not sorry
More,
at all.
no more wine. This is so beautiful. This is so beautiful. I had no idea when I was telling my stories on air that I was telling your story.
Get it closer to you, man.
Sorry about that. I was saying this is so beautiful, and I had no idea when I was telling and sharing my stories on air that I was sharing your stories as well, and that it was touching so many people, looking at all of your faces. It's unbelievable. It's this.
Don't look at me. Don't.
She'll start crying. She was just crying on my shoulder before.
Cry, baby.
This is so overwhelming for us, because when we started this show, we had no idea how many people were wanting the same things that we wanted. You know, I invite you all to create a different reality for ourselves, a different realm, and here we get to share that realm together with each other. We get to speak our truths without being looked at as though we have a third eye, as I do. And it is wide open. And we get to share our true selves, our true being, you know, with each other. And it's so wonderful, it's so beautiful. We are all put here on earth to create our own heaven. And I invite you all to come to my heaven. There'll probably be more girls in my heaven, and all of you straight guys. There'll probably be more naked young men in my heaven. But I just wanted to express my gratitude to all of you who have made the journey and joined us together, and to be able to share and to see what we are creating, and in the process of creating, co-creating together. I see visions of a world that is so magical. I see them every night when I close my eyes. I see a world where there are crystal gardens growing, and crystal cities, and everybody is living in communion, and everyone loves each other. They even love the aspects of themselves that they see in the reflection of each other that they don't like. Little idiosyncrasies that make us so personable to each other. You know, the way that probably I snore when I sleep. But all these little things that we've called weaknesses within ourselves, we've identified as endearing qualities about each and every one of you. And I look forward to getting to know each of those idiosyncrasies of each of you, because I've got lots of them. in the coming days and during the tour. And I just cannot express how much gratitude I have in my heart for all of you coming out. I had no idea that there were so many of you. I had no idea. And to see that the message has reached out to so many people in so many different parts of the earth, I get filled with this overwhelming sense of love and gratitude, but this overwhelming sense of responsibility, which I immediately dismiss. Nope. I don't do well with responsibility. I am always responsible, but all of the love, the gifts, the kind words, thank you. Just thank you. Thank you for being, thank you for doing, and thank you for sharing in our dream. It's been a remarkable journey, and I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you, all of you. And even the ones that I'll hear this words later on that I can't see face to face right now. Thank you so much. From all of the crew, and I'm sure I'm speaking for me, Lisa, Chris, Brian, and all the others who have been on this journey, Mitch, all of you who have called in and have tuned into us week after week and listened to our journey and join us on our journey together. We are the ones we've been waiting for, and I'm so glad we're done waiting, because I really hate waiting.
Amen.
And Lisa wants to say something. She's going to cry. Yes, she does. Now, be gentle, because Lisa does not like speaking in front of groups. And she knew that this was coming.
Well, here, give it to me.
She could do it from her chair.
Say something different. If I may. Is it okay? Is it all right if I speak a little bit? Thank you. Lisa, we're going to give you a minute. All right, so breathe. Yeah. We all love you. We love you. You're the greatest host of all. Ever. Isn't she? She's just straight up bitching. You know, when Tomas, and I have to say that right. Did I say it right, Tomas? Tomas, is that right? Right. When he was talking about the water, be the water, and then about the RV and be the RV, I immediately was thinking, is he talking about the revaluation? Is that coming up? Where's American Kabuki? I need to hear more about this. No, but seriously, you know, I vacillated heavily all week long, last couple of weeks, on whether I wanted to come up here and do it or not. And I rationalized and justified and did all this crazy thinking in my head, you know, and I couldn't allow the negative thinking to motivate my decision. So I breathed, I meditated, I thought peacefully, and I allowed this to come to me. And I tell you, I made the decision once I got all packed up and I was in my truck and I still wasn't ready to go. But I got in the truck and I left this morning. And I'm so glad I did. I really am.
So wait.
You know,
By the way, this is Mark. He was on the show a couple weeks ago.
yeah, Mark Sandoval, that's me.
Mark shared his life with us transparently.
Yeah.
And Mark, you've been an inspiration to a lot of people.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Bob. I love listening to Bob. A lot of times, you know, I just listen in on the radio shows and you know, I might, you know, I hold myself back from raising my hand because a lot of my thought process during some of the shows is, you know, because I'm in such anticipation of more information of the money, you know, I get a little upset. And then Bob comes on, and he gives us the Guru Bob stuff. And sometimes, quite frankly, I get pissed off. Because he's right. You know? And, you know, that's me. That's me. And that's right. It is also his right name. Or last name. I just... You know, I'm fighting my own ego over this whole situation because I have these plans and I want to do so much because I love so many. That just, you know, I'm just a people person. And, you know, Bob puts it in perspective. He puts me in a place that I have to be. That's the right place for me to be because I can go off. You know, I don't know about you guys, but
No, we're all
you know,
perfect.
I can allow my problems to become me. You know, talk about the water in the cup. My problems and me become Tasmanian devil real quick. But you know, I'm learning to allow the peace and the love of what the one people represents to become me and to be me, and I'm seeing it manifesting in my life, in how I approach my work, how I approach my problems, how I approach my children. You know, it's just an amazing transformation that's taking place within myself that I am literally doing nothing for, other than open my heart and allow the information to come to me, and then become what it is to me. So I'm no longer struggling, and I'm not worrying about it, and nor do I even care about my financial situation. It doesn't matter to me. Because you know what, regardless of how much money I make, I'll always have a financial situation. So, you know, that I have to recognize that as not, as the problem. And that's my perspective. But, you know, these guys and their itinerary that I keep looking at, and I keep going to, and I keep visualizing and envisioning their trip that they're about to go out on. I mean, this is it. We're launching them. You know, the courage, the freedom, the intent, the just like Brian explained to me. You know, it just, you know, when your intentions are right, the universe opens up for you, and then the action is there. You just go for it. Just go for it, and that's what they're doing. They're just going for it. You know, it's amazing to me. It just blows me away, and I am going to pray with them and send my energy and meditate every single day and just make sure that they have a safe passage through all that they endeavor through this whole adventure that they're about to go on. And it's amazing to me. You know, I mean, Lisa coming all the way from Australia. It doesn't matter what city. She's coming from Australia.
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 Look at the L. Australia.
Australia. I'll just say that 3 times real quick.
You gotta get the accent right.
But I just want to say this. That I got to remind you guys of something. Bob, where are you from again? Indiana? Is it? No. Pennsylvania, that's right. Okay. Brian's really the only one, other than the other ones that I don't know, that are in the group, the core group that's going on the trip, that are from Southern California. However, in my experience, when I try to explain what this is all about and what's going on here to friends that aren't tuned in or woken up, you know, they look at me like I'm crazy. You know, and I tell them, you know what, I might be crazy, but you know what I've learned? I've learned how to enjoy my insanity, not to suffer from it. So what's the problem? Right? Open up your heart and take a look. Taste it, you know, go for it. And, I mean, it's driven a new courage in me, just to see what they're doing. And that is such an inspiration to me. So, I just want to remind you guys of something. See, everywhere else besides California, people in this country look at us in California as the granola state. But we're packed with a bunch of nuts, fruits, and flakes. Right? Because we are. So that label has just hit you guys. As you go across this country and you tell them where you started out, they're going to say, ah, got it. That was exactly where you're coming from. Yeah, we are the awake state. Yeah. So I just want to send my blessings to you guys, man. And I just want you guys to just enjoy every minute of the road and keep us up.
Is this the same Mark that called?
Yeah, it is.
This is the same,
Yeah,
this is the same
yeah.
guy?
This is that guy. That guy, Brian. Yeah, that's right. I mean, I've put a lot of thought into it. I've meditated and I've let go and I've opened up and I'm just saying, you know what? Stop trying to figure it all out. Stop trying to figure it out. You know, I waste so much energy trying to figure out how to pay the bills, how to, you know, if I don't do this or if this is going to happen. And, you know, I waste my energy. I just spend energy just trying to figure things out. Why should I? I don't have to. You know, I've been on this earth for 54 years and I've made all the mistakes possible and I'm still here. And more importantly, I'm healthy and I'm happy. Like, wow, what an amazing concept. What an amazing concept. And I love you guys. And don't stop your radio shows, even though you're on the trip, you know. Do the best you can to at least pre-record it and drop it in there if you can't. You're going to be out in the desert somewhere, you know.
We're trying to connect with people along the way so
Yeah.
that we can go to the house.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I don't know how.
Thursday, Friday.
See, I don't know how any of that's going to work, but
It will work. Everything is working.
of course it's going to work, you know. And I'm trying not to figure it out. So I just want to send my love and send my energy and send all my good thoughts and everything to everything you guys are going to do. You know, and I'm just so proud of you guys and so blessed and honored to be here and to be a part of this. I really am. Thank you. Love you guys.
Hi everyone, I'm Elise Hicks. And
Go ahead, stand up.
when I listen to these shows, it's days later. So I don't get to call in. But I am so happy to be here. Because I think we have been planning on this event. I'm not going to call it an event. We've been planning for this moment for lifetimes. And this time, we get to create it the way we want it to be. And it's just, I am so excited. I'm so blessed. I am blessed.
Thanks for the wine.
You're welcome for that.
She's the reason I'm tipsy.
As William, my husband over there, William Hicks, find us on Facebook.
Hi there. Glad to be here.
We were driving up here today, and we realized we were going to be here at 11 a.m. We were going to miss stuff and whatever. We knew that the paradigm that we were living in earlier today and the paradigm we'll be in tomorrow, completely different, completely transformed, and we get to create it the way we want to.
Yes.
Yes. So, thank you, Lisa, and Judy, and Bob, and Brian, and Mark, and Mitch, and all of you that I haven't re-met yet. I love you all, and I'm so grateful that I am here to just share this time with all of you.
We are too.
And whenever you have a moment, because we, when we look out there, sometimes the reflection isn't as, in the shard, isn't as gorgeous. Thank you, powers that were, for being our partners in contrast. There are still people that are experiencing pain. And we may ourselves experience pain in the future. One of our teachers taught us, and I may be preaching to the choir, but I'll share this nugget that I like to remember. Sometimes I forget. But when I notice a moment of discomfort, rather than trying to strategize and fix it, just in noticing, oh, I'm experiencing a sense of incompleteness. I'm experiencing a sense of separation. In that, just noticing, there's nothing else to do, because we're now present and we can choose whatever we want. So that is it. I love you.
We love you. We love you.
I just want to say, you know, Lisa.
I just stopped crying.
I've gotten to know this woman over the last couple of years, and she's one of my very, very best friends, my little sister. She doesn't like to acknowledge her importance in her being, but if it wasn't for her, I would not be here.
I'm still not talking.
What did you just say?
I'm still not talking.
Just do an interview. It's your fair.
Give me 3 more beers, baby.
Hey, Bob, can you lead us through like a quick meditation, just like center this energy maybe? Just, you know, go into the formless rather than the form.
You just made her happier than the...
Got Lisa off the hook.
Oh yeah, Bob, take the microphone. Meditation.
Just a quick one. You know, there's a lot of people here.
If I had to channel what Spirit would say right now, it would be just an expression of gratitude. And whatever that means for everyone, you know, there have been times that all of us have gone through in our lives, and we've looked at ourselves in the mirror and we've asked ourselves, who am I? You know, who am I? What is it that I'm looking at? What am I staring at? Are you staring at all of the mistakes that you've made, all the regrets that you have? When you look at yourself in the face through the mirror. And I hope that all of you are seeing that beautiful angel that I see when I look into each and every one of your eyes. Yesterday, Christopher and Robin came to my RV, to my little camper, and they sang to me a song in German about the beautiful flowers. And it was the most heartfelt song. That if I can get you guys to repeat that, that would be awesome. I met Elise, who shared with me her wine and her kind words and thoughts, and her husband. I have met so many amazing people. People who you would go normally to TED Talks to listen to. And you are homemakers, you are plumbers, you are engineers, you are the salt of the earth. None of you come from any, you know, really eloquent backgrounds. You're ordinary people. And that is what is the key to all of this. That, you know, all of us who have been struggling through this paradigm that we've gone through and come out of, because I honestly look at every single one of your faces and I see that each and every one of you are outside of that paradigm anymore. I don't identify you with the old world.
Oh, I'm glad you don't.
And I'm looking at all these faces and, you know, and all the stories that you've been sharing and all the kindness and kind words and all of the sentiment that's coming up, you know, that's bringing tears to everyone's eyes. And I recognize that you are me, my sister, my brother. You are me. I see another me. You know, when I hear stories, when Mark called on the, you know, I instantly was taken back when I was sitting in my garden in Germany, you know, and I was afraid. I was literally afraid to go to the mailbox. You know, just to see what was there, because I was $8,000 behind in my rent. You know, I don't want to go through the whole story, but, you know, and I immediately was with him. I was immediately with him. You know, my heart, I understand that struggle. I understand what it means to be living in this world with a completely different consciousness than what is presented in front of me. I don't really, you know, I don't have a meditation for you today because I'm not as drunk as I am right now. But what I can share is that unity in our suffering, it's almost as though people who've been in war together. And there's a bond that's created between us that is incalculable. There's not a single one of you that I would not lay down my life for. And that's saying a lot because most of you I've only just met. And whatever value that is, whatever value my voice has, whatever value our stories have to each other in helping us to connect, that is what is true value. We don't go to work for Neiman Marcus. We don't go to work. We don't live our lives. We live our lives for those connections that we make. You know, on a Thursday night at 3 o'clock in the morning. You know, when you call your best friend and you have a problem and you have another voice that will listen to you, that will connect and understand. We live for, you know, the children that we see playing. We get to relive their lives, you know. My nephews and my nieces, I get to see myself in them as they're growing up. We live for that touch, you know, that tender touch when you're feeling so lost and alone, that lets you know that, no, I'm with you. We live for that connection that we have with each other. And it's that connection that brings out the tears. And I'm so floored by how much we love each other. That we would play these roles for each other, even the ones that are contrasting to our own. That we would do that for the benefit of each other, so that we can understand who we really are. And I am looking in the face of the most magnificent angels ever created. All of you, Mitch, Kyle, Brian, Elise, Mark, all of you who have shared, and even the ones that I don't mention, I can't remember the names of. All of you. Thank you. And Lisa's, where did she go?
Inside.
She's hiding out, you know.
That is not okay.
She doesn't like to talk in crowds. And it may not seem that way when you hear her on the radio, but more than one time she's called me. When I was in tears and I was all lost and alone, she was always the guiding voice for me. She is an inspiration to us all. And by her bearing herself and putting herself out there. And a lot of people don't understand. They don't hear the stories, you know, of the fights that she has with her husband and her family because of the time she shares with all of us. You don't hear about a lot of the problems that she faces because she doesn't like to present that side of herself and the sacrifices that she makes because she's compelled by something that is greater than herself. And she doesn't always like to acknowledge her significance in this whole game that we've been playing. But I just want to say thank you to her and the rest of all of you, you know, who make life worth living. If it wasn't for you also, I would not be here. Who else would endure all of this, what we've been through over the centuries and eons of time, not just in this lifetime? Who would endure, you know, all of this if we didn't love each other so much? And thank you for that love and sharing and reconnecting and being. It's amazing. It's not about anything else but that. It's never been about money for me. It's never been. I have become so very comfortable with not having money. Everybody raised their hands. I've become so comfortable. It's never been about money. But you know what? My life, my experience in life, you know, that I get to share, the stories that I get to share, are worth more than anything. And every single one of you has a story that will touch somebody else's heart, that will bring light at the end of the tunnel to someone else's life. Every single one of you has a story. And all of those stories, they fit in this beautiful mosaic that we're creating, and we get to see a reflection of ourselves in each other. That's what we love. That's what we connect with. That's what we live for. And I'm so glad that I've discovered it. And, are you ready?
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
How did you meet? I'm just curious how you met Lisa and Brian. The whole story.
Oh goodness! I started telling this. I started telling this story a little bit earlier with a small group. I had followed Lisa. I had listened to Lisa's interviews, and she, if anybody doesn't know, she does do interviews. She hasn't done a lot lately, but when I first started, I saw a bunch of her interviews, and I got into the radio business quite by accident. It was literally an accident. Back in August of 2011, me and a close friend of mine, Reese Jones, and you can look him up on YouTube, he's an awesome, amazing being, also very, very shy. We started an off-the-grid community project. It was a Facebook group that we just wanted to see how much interest was out there for people who wanted to get out of this paradigm and start something new. To build these communities that were free from the oppression and free from the need to rely on the powers that be in the system. And within 2 hours, we had over 200 members in this group. Within a week, we had over 3,000 members. And today, there's over 12,000 members of that group on Facebook. So it was quite an exciting time, and I met so many different people when I started that Facebook group, The Power of Social Media. And one of the people that I happened to meet, his name was Kevin Edmondson. He's not here today, but he's a character. And Kevin, you know, he was an engineer, and we were talking about, you know, in order to build these communities, we need to get free energy to the people. I know the technology is out there. I've seen some of the machines work. And he was an engineer. I don't speak engineer. Geek. You know, I am a geek, but I'm not that kind of geek.
But you don't speak geek.
And so I had come across, I had come across some of Nikola Tesla's old designs that were confiscated from the FBI. And I wanted to share them with Kevin, and I called him on a Skype call. And Kevin answered the phone. He says, hey Bob, let me call you right back. And he says, you know, he calls me back, and I'm in a Skype room with a bunch of people in a panel chat. And I was with David O'Brien and Brian Simonetti. And they were like, oh, yo, this is the guy I was telling you about. You know, we've been talking back and forth and blah, blah, blah. You know, Bob, talk to them about sovereignty. So I started talking about sovereignty, you know, and I started giving my whole ideology about self-governance and responsibility and being inherent, you know, creatures from God. And as I'm going about 20 minutes in, I hear David says, well, we only have 10 minutes left in our show. I had no idea I was on air. They didn't tell me. They didn't give me any clues until they like.
So natural.
We're at the last 10 minutes. Bob, can you come back next week and talk a little bit more about this subject? Which I did. And by the way, the name of this radio show is Foil Hat Radio. And so I became a regular on the show. And that show evolved. It eventually became Oculus Radio. And I had seen an interview that Lisa had done with David Yurt. And it was talking about how organic things organically develop naturally. And organic development, and how we've gone so far away from the organic way of doing things. And I told, you know, the people who were working with the radio show with me, I said, you've got to listen to this interview. It's brilliant, it's amazing, we've got to talk to these people. And David, he sent you an email? He sent Lisa an email, and I was a fan of Lisa's before I met her. You know, I mean, she's hot. Don't lie, you know she's hot.
Yeah, she is.
And you know, she gives.
Is she your type?
I would consider me. Yeah. Well, we'll talk. But and like, you know, David called me the one day and she goes, guess who's going to be a guest on our show tonight? Lisa Harrison is coming on the show. She was like our celebrity guest at the time. And we're talking, and immediately, everything she said, I agreed with. It wasn't because I looked at her like, you know, with stars in my eyes. She just resonated with me. And at the time, as the show progressed, there were heavy shows. These were intense shows. We were dealing with child abuse, molestation, rape, and everything under the gamut, all the dark side that, you know, many people have to come through in order to find their awakening. And we dealt with it on air. And whenever there was a conflict of ideas, I always agreed with Lisa. Always. It's like, you know. And so we decided that we wanted to do a show that focused on solutions, that focused on activating that organic technology. We decided we wanted to do a show that didn't mimic Alex Jones and focus on all the problems, that showed a possibility of what the future could be. What are we capable of? What is possible? And that's when the whole idea of the collective imagination started. You know, and you know, Lisa called me up and she goes, Bob, you know, I kind of really resonate with you, you know, and I want to start this new show. Would you be? I was like, yes. And the rest is basically history. We've been together for about almost 2 years now, and you gotta talk to this guy. Please.
All right.
I'm gonna hold up if you want.
Oh, no.
No, that's a good play.
All right.
You can't film me.
Go sit in that chair.
No,
Go sit in that chair right there.
Okay.
Go sit in the chair.
I'm not sitting in the chair. As Bob said, he and I clicked immediately. He is my brother from another mother. And the radio show that we were doing together on Oculus was
so intense. It was 3 hours of intense therapy with people 3 times a week. And I had a personal shift at the end of 2011 where I literally woke up one morning and felt like I'd shifted timelines. That 2011 for me was the year of fear. And it was facing one fear after another, and then I woke up one morning and Comet Ellen hadn't taken me out. And I literally felt a shift in the collective. And that I was now on a positive timeline is the only way I can explain it. So doing these shows became less and less, they just didn't feel right anymore. And I wrote a blog post, and in that blog post I talked about the collective imagination and how I really believed that it was our innate organic technology. And I had so many responses to this blog post. And it was the term collective imagination as opposed to collective consciousness that seemed to click with people. And one of those people was a woman called Barbara from New York. And she said, you have to do something with this. And really, if it wasn't for her, the collective imagination would have just been a blog post. She's the one who put the idea in my head that it needed to be something bigger than that. It needed to be something that we followed through on. So when one thing came to another and we were given an opportunity to do a radio show on it, he was obviously my first choice for co-host. And it was myself and Barbara and Bob. And it went through some growing pains as we found our feet. And people came and went. And then we got Michael Monk and Peter Shelton to join us. Who, if you don't know them, they're a couple of quite powerful energy workers. And week after week after week, we set an intent, we meditated on it, we did a process, and we saw results.
It was the Olympic lights.
Oh, that was amazing.
That was, we sent out an intent. We wanted to, at the Olympics, we wanted to create a light spectrum, a light show for everyone to see.
I'll repeat it again. We were playing with this organic technology, and each week we had a specific intent. And at one point we decided, you know, the Olympics is a really good forum that we can.
There was so much fear-mongering around.
Yeah, there was so much. There's going to be a terrorist attack, and we decided that we were going to put a collective intent out there, that we were going to put on a light show of light orbs and fill them, each light orb, with happiness and imagination and all. And when we started seeing posts about people seeing light orbs at the Olympics and people, you know, experiencing what our intent was, that for me was the turning point. I was like, we got it. We can do whatever we want. Let's turn this up. I'll give it back to you.
I'll pick it up from there.
Microphone.
Yeah, I know. I think the community that evolved around that show became confident for the first time about manifesting and creating their own reality, and that together we can do anything. And do you remember? Oh, sorry. The show goes for 2 hours. We were an hour and a half into the show when we set that intent, and we put the message out there.
Yes, I remember.
15 minutes later, was it Sheldon Idle?
Yeah. Puts
up a post saying, oh, guess what, guys, we're going to put a light show on at the Olympics. And it's like, no, we did it first. You know, bugger that. It's not the Galactics doing it, it's people doing it. Stop It's humanity doing this. Stop trying to take the credit all the time for what people are really capable of. You know, that power that we have. And
we quieted earthquakes. We
sent rain to
sent
places.
rain to places, and everything that we intended happened.
Yeah. And then we started to go through a process week after week where we got past the 2012 hype and said, well, what do we want the world to look like afterwards? I mean, everyone's so focused on this date. And you either believe that UFOs are going to come and scoop you up, or you're going to be put into a chamber of some sort, or the world's still going to be here and you're still going to be in it. And what does that look like? What do we want? And we, week after week, we visualised and we expressed our visions, our desires, our hopes. And then we went to the countdown, which was a series of shows we did every day for 10 days, from the 12th to the 21st of December. And we had a lot of the past guests that I'd interviewed over a couple of years before that came on, and everybody shared their vision of what would happen on the 21st.
Still to this day,
none of them got it right.
The best time I've ever had on air.
Yeah, it was brilliant.
The countdown, bar none, the best time I've ever experienced on air. Keep going.
No, I'm not. But the funny thing was, I mean, the different interpretations of what they thought would happen either on that day or shortly after, you know, it varied so much. And nobody saw this coming. Nobody saw this coming. And we stopped on the 21st, and come the 26th, my time, we wake up to the one people. And everything changed. And by the time we got back on air on, I think it was about the 8th of January, we celebrated. We spent that show celebrating and acknowledging that we did it.
Lisa, how did y'all find out about that, actually?
It was Boxing Day for me, and I literally woke up to my computer ringing with Bob and Chris Hales on the other end. Have you seen this yet? I said, I've been awake for like 3 seconds. No, I haven't seen anything yet.
I called Lisa and I told her, because at the time, we were very heavily involved in the Postmaster General in Divine Province. And I called Lisa and I called Chris and I told them, I said, whatever it is you're doing, this is the most important thing that's happening on this planet right now.
But how did you find out? I mean, you were...
I heard his...
Ow!
Sorry.
Gentle.
I heard Brian's... No, it was the disclosure. I saw, no, it was American Kabuki.
Oh, yeah.
So it wasn't you. It was American Kabuki. I had saw the disclosure on December 25th.
How'd you hear about it? I can tell that story.
I want to hear it.
Recording this about halfway through. But it wasn't my intention. I just wanted to listen to it back. So when it was done, I emailed Bill and I was like, dude, you gotta hear this. I was like, I'm gonna get this to you tonight. You gotta hear it. And I didn't know if he was gonna be as fascinated by the information as I was. And an hour after I sent it, and it was an hour's worth of audio, he emailed me back. He's like, he said, thank you. I really needed to hear this. And then the second sentence, dude, we got to put this out. I was like, oh shit. I was like, oh, by the way, I didn't really ask him. Journalism 101, I wasn't a journalist. I didn't know any better. Sorry, Poof. So we emailed him, and he said, Bill said, hey, Brian, I work with him, and Poof knew of American Kabuki, and he said, we really think that it would do a lot of good if we could get this out there. Can we please release it? Can you bless it? Because we didn't want to just put it out. That would have been, taking it a step farther than I had already taken it by not asking. Don't put it past me, but, He said yes, but not yet. So Bill made it into a YouTube video, and every week it was like, nope. Can we do it now? Nope. Can we do it now? Nope. Can we do it now? No, not ready yet. You're going to really mess up a lot of stuff if this information goes out now. No, 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 no. And then, what, 10 weeks later? 2.5 months later.
Yeah, it was about 6 weeks.
6 weeks later, so a month and a half later. He goes, put it out in a couple days. And it was a Monday, so I don't know. From where I come from, a couple days is 2. And I guess in where Bill comes from, it's the same. So we're like, Wednesday it is.
That was Thursday.
Excuse me, Thursday. We gave him a few days, and he asked for a couple. We gave him a few, 3. So we put it out, and it went viral. And you know, it's funny how many people have come up to me and be like, "Dude, I heard the poof interview before it was pulled down." Like, yeah. Show of hands. Poof interview pulled down. Yeah.
Twice.
Twice. Oh my God. He literally would have to listen back to back to be able to listen twice, because 6 hours later, and I don't know, 7, 8, 9,000 hits on YouTube, we get an email and it's like, you got some really pissed off people in Hong Kong. They're really angry with you, and you know, it had already gone to KP and you know, a few other blogs. It was all over. And I'm like, holy shit. I was like, oh my God, this is the craziest thing.
He giggled.
I giggled my ass off.
Well, even in the interview, you said wow like 52 times.
Yeah. My wow is Alf's okay. Okay? So, of course, you know, I've never had angry guys in Hong Kong mad at me before, so I took it very seriously. I'm thinking, you know, samurai swords and nunchucks and shit.
In the middle of the night.
You know, and I'm still an alias at this. I mean, they know, my name is out, but there's a lot of Brian Kellys out there, so I'm not that worried about that end of things. But we took it seriously. You know, we didn't want to mess anything up. We didn't want to mess. If there was some big plan with white hats and dragons, blue dragons and red dragons, and don't forget about the green dragons. And those maroon dragons are nuts. Don't piss them off. And I'm thinking, okay, whatever kind of dragons they are, I don't want to mess with them. Dragons are scary no matter what color they are. Pink ones, still, I don't want to get near it. Breathing the hot fire and stuff. So,
Are you sure?
yeah. Okay, maybe pink ones. You know, everybody knows I hate robots. Seriously, man, one more robot comment and you're out of here. I'm just kidding. So, we pulled it, and, you know, then it was a controversy. And Bill and I were like, up against the wall. You didn't ask for permission? I'm like, oh, Bill took the heat of it. I'm just like hiding behind his persona, his alias. I'm like, it wasn't me, it was American Good Boogie. I felt bad though. So, but he dealt with it, he handled it well. Because Poof did say, just to clear this up, he did say, put it out in a couple days. He did. And he admitted it later. So anyways, fast forward now to, that was around, we pulled it around November-ish. Yeah, November-ish. Give or take, yeah. And it was nothing after that. We didn't put it out again. We wanted to, we thought about it, we teetered around with the idea, and we're like, it's just not worth it. And so, December 25th or 6th, I think it was the 26th, I think the filings came out on the 25th, but we get an email, Bill, D, but she didn't know she was on the thread till later, KP, from a woman named Heather. And, you know, I could never paraphrase Heather, because good luck with that. But I'll go ahead and paraphrase Heather here.
Good luck with that.
She said, I just wanted to contact you to extend my eternal gratitude for your contribution in releasing the interview with the man known as Poof. And you may not know, you may not be aware, but there was Hong Kong, there was a general, I have no idea who this guy is. Bill could probably tell you a little bit more than I. But there's supposedly some general, works for the Dragons. His name is General Wong. And when Heather found out that it was Hong Kong that wanted the Poof interview taken off, it exposed some not so pure agendas from various people in Hong Kong. And it allowed her to do a bunch of other stuff that she needed to take care of. Exactly what that was, I'm not sure, but so she was just basically saying that she emailed to thank us. And so, obviously, oh, and then she instantly sent us the filings. And I read it. I was thinking, I understood every word. Yeah, right. I understood enough to go, holy sh**. What is this? I'm like,
You saw $5 billion.
10 billion, baby. I think Bill's email to me was, what are you going to do with your 10 billion, bro? First thing. It's like, oh my God, I'm going to get a mile-long pizza with anchovies and ride it to Europe. And have curry parties in India. Dude, seriously, I've had all those wishes and dreams. Took them from the collective conscience in mine too. So, Bill and I got into a very fascinating conversation. I don't even know if we've really ever talked about this, but we went back and forth with Heather a couple times. And we,
5-hour conversation.
what? Yeah, Bill and I jumped on that night or the next night. We arranged for me to do an interview with her. Because after I did the Poof interview, Bill contacted me and he was like, dude, you're not that bad at interviews. You want to do interviews for my blog? I was like, do I ever? Lisa is the pro. I can't even go back and listen to my own personal interviews. I think that they're hard to listen to because I ask questions based on my awareness from then, which is like, seems like eons ago. Yeah, to where I am now. So it's like, oh, cringe. But we went. It was New Year's Eve. I got in trouble by my fiance. We were supposed to go to a New Year's party. I spent 5 hours on the phone with Heather. It seemed like 5 years. I did. I explained it, but we were doing prep talking, and we talked to Heather for hours and hours. It was just like in a never-ending conversation.
She kept saying to me, I know you, remember?
We were like so blown away, and there was no interview in that. At one point, we were going to be like, all right, let's start. But it was like we were having the most amazing discussion that we never even got around to. I did the interview the next day because it was like too late. You know, it was like 1:30 in the morning. I'm like, I just can't. I can't. Yeah, I think we spent New Year's at midnight on the phone with Heather.
Wow.
And Heather, Bill could probably tell the story. I want Bill to tell the story of why Heather came to him. That's a really funny one. I'll give it to him. I'll let Bill tell that story. So, we did that interview, and I mean, the rest is history. People heard it, and it went everywhere. Here I am, this, guy from San Diego. All of a sudden, I have this huge burst of, me everywhere. It was something, man. I felt really just honored that the universe guided me to where I was. Because for the first time it was like, because I got real, I had a real, plug your ears, children, earmuffs. I had a real hard-on for December 21st, 2012. Excuse me. I did. I got real hung up on it for a few years. And when it came and went, I was like, and then that came. And like Bob and Lisa said, I knew that it was it. And I mean, it changed the entire course of my existence in so many ways. I mean, look where we are.
So this is day 3, and my God, it feels like I've been here for weeks. But this is the OPAL Tour 1 family. We're setting up for the reunion. I'll show you around what we're doing, but so far we're setting up the music, we're cooking the food, we're setting up the party. It's gonna be a really great time to see everybody, and I can't wait. Let me show you around. This is OPAL Tour family reunion. This is where people are checking in. So we're supposed to have people playing music, I'll show you that, and we're supposed to have a Tai Chi master coming to show us his energy work, and that's also going to be involved in this get-together. I'll be ready to show you.
Summer is here, and I'm still standing here. The winter is here, and I'm still standing there. So don't treat me like a puppet on a string, 'cause you know I've got to do my thing. And don't talk to me, 'cause then you think I'm dumb. I wanna know when you're gonna come, 'cause I don't wanna wait in vain for your love. I don't wanna wait in vain for your love. But I don't want to wait in vain for your love. Summer is here, and I'm still standing here. Winter is here, and I'm still standing there. No, I don't wanna wait in vain. I don't wanna wait in vain. No, I don't wanna wait in vain. It's been 3 years since I'm knocking on your door, and I still can't knock more. Life, I know there's lots of grief, but your love is my relief.